Little shop of horrors, no, oh, oh, no, no. So Emrys is not the only member of our family who has cool jumpers, guys. I wanted to join the cool jumper brigade. Yes, Rowley, I know. So I'm wearing my Little Shop of Horrors jumper today. Rowley's admiring it. This is my Seymour's organic plant food jumper that Emrys bought me for Christmas. I mean, for my birthday. It's not been Christmas yet. You're like a little Venus flytrap. You take over the world like Audrey too, wouldn't you? For those of you who haven't seen Little Shop of Horrors, not the original, the black and white version, but the 90s full colour musical film, and if you've seen the musical, because that's amazing as well, it's one of my favourite films of all time. So yeah. Hi friends! Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, it is not morning, it is early afternoon because, oh my goodness, you could probably tell from yesterday's video that by the time I got home last night, I was just completely and utterly wiped out and exhausted. So I decided to have a lie-in today and I feel a lot better, I feel a lot more bright and breezy, but my goodness, it is freaking cold today. We've hit the minus degrees today. I think it's going to be lows of -3, which I know, yeah, there's a lot of washing up behind me that I need to do as well. I know it's not super cold, so there are some people who will be like, oh, that's not cold at all, but it's the first kind of minus weather that we've had, -degrees weather. And yeah, I have quite a bit of stuff to be getting on with today. Mostly I have just been hanging out with Poochie, which is lovely. I just love spending time with him. I'd sit and cuddle him all day if I could, but I'm going to hopefully get all of my Christmas wrapping done. I also need to edit a couple of videos so that I'm ahead of video editing for the week. That will be marvellous. And then I have a couple of other little projects to get a wiggle on with that hopefully I'll be able to get done this afternoon. And I'm also going to work on my Christmas jumper. I did do a fair bit of work on that last night when I got home, but again, I was so tired, I just knew I was going to be making mistakes. So I want to continue with that. And yeah, I am just going to have some lunch. I made a really lovely yummy veggie stir fry yesterday, which you probably saw in my video, and I have leftovers. So I'm going to eat those, then I'm going to crack on and hopefully be dynamic for the rest of the day. Huzzah! Rowley, I left you alone for 5 minutes in here, didn't I? And to be honest, what has happened is partly my fault, because I trust you too much. But what did you do while I was away? Did you unravel my mini skein? Yeah, you're happy about it. Look at that wagging tail. You're happy that you did a cheeky thing. Look at this wagging tail at this mess. This is my mini skein from today. Luckily, it's only partially unraveled. You can see the rest of it is still there, and it's definitely salvageable. But I had already attached it to my crochet blanket, and luckily he hasn't demolished it and he hasn't chewed the crochet hook. You are a cheeky butthead. It's a good thing I love you, isn't it? Teaches me a lesson. Teaches Mummy not to leave her crochet out on the sofa, doesn't it? Was that the lesson that you were trying to teach me? Huh? Well, thank you, Rowley. The lesson has been learned. Yeah, Rowley, you should look guilty. Look what I'm dealing with right now. I'm dealing with this. Because of you. Yeah. I said it's salvageable, but this is going to take me a little while. I will salvage it because I love this colour. This is, no, not for Rowleys. Not for Rowleys. No. This is Batcave by Stranded Dye Works, and I've wanted to get my paws on some of this colourway for a while, so I really want it, and so this is not good. Rowley, what did you do? What did you do? Cheeky little butthead. Hooray! That did not take as long as I thought it would. Rowley, you're forgiven. Oh, how could I not forgive you? Look at your freaking face. Look at you. Look at you, handsome. You so handsome. You're a handsome boy. Yeah, Rowley, you good boy. It's so cold. Oh my goodness. So it's really cold. I have got my Find Your Fade shawl on, which is the biggest shawl that I own, and I'm still freezing. I've got massive slippers on. I'm making myself a nice cup of hot chamomile tea because it's a little bit late in the day for anything caffeinated, and I've even made myself a hot water bottle because it's bloody freezing. I'm just making Rowley a little mini dinner. He's eating relatively small meals at the moment, but I'm going to make him some hot chicken with a little bit of Marmite in it because the B12 is really good for his tummy. And then I have a massive pile behind me just here of presents to wrap, so I'm going to crack on with those. This afternoon we watched Arthur Christmas, Rowley and I, and kind of snuggled down together to try and keep warm because it's just been so cold. And I also edited a couple of vlogs which are scheduled to go up. One of them I am basically incoherent because I'm so tired, which was hilarious editing because I do not remember being that tired and that kind of out of it, so I'm really sorry about that video, you guys. It's kind of a bit of a strange one, but hopefully you'll just find it funny. But yeah, that's what we're doing. So I better crack on and get some stuff done, and then probably in about an hour I shall have some dinner by myself because my lovely husband is working late again, so he will not be home until much later. So another day just me and the pooch.
Pop Culture Podcast brought to you by I've been doing the audiobook recording of my book, Everything I Know About Love.
I am on fire, you guys. I've wrapped every single present that we have for Christmas so far. We still need to buy a few, but it's really good. These are to go to my parents' house because that's where we will be on Christmas Day. And this bag is for Christmas Eve, which we will be going to Oxford to see Emrys's parents. So I'm feeling pretty good and organised, and my dinner is in the oven. I am now going to sit down and probably work on my Kerrytown pullover, because the second that is all sewn together it will be completed. So I really want to get that done. I have a little list of a couple of other tasks that I want to do this evening as well. I want to crochet on my granny stripe blanket, I want to work on my Christmas jumper, and yeah, I just want to hang out with the pooch more. In case you haven't noticed, Rowley and I do spend an inordinate amount of time together, but we love it. And yeah, I'm warm now after doing all of the wrapping, which is great. So yeah, fun day. So I am just pinning my Kerrytown pullover. And if you ever want to get really good kind of seams on a sweater, this step is really invaluable in terms of making sure that your pieces are going to match up. Particularly it's useful for this kind of a sweater because obviously it's got this textured stitch on it, and what I do is I pin every so often to make sure that everything's lined up so that when I'm using the mattress stitch to pick up stitches and stitch these together, I know that they're going exactly where I want them to go. And yeah, it takes a little bit of time. It's a little bit time intensive, but it's worth it in the end. And yeah, I've just done one of the side seams because it goes all the way from the cuff of the sleeve all the way down the side seam of the sweater, and then it has this awesome like high-low hem, which I think is adorable. But yeah, I'm gonna start mattress stitching this together, and I might have a finished sweater this evening. If not this evening, then definitely by tomorrow. At last. Hooray! I've been mattress stitching away and it's quite late now, so I think I might call it a night, but unfortunately I have just realised that in my kind of pernickety way of looking at things, I'm not 100% happy with the mattress stitch that I've been doing. If you can see here, those lines of knitting, can you see how they're not lying flat? You look at them from certain angles and that is not in focus and they look a little bit flatter, but when you look at them like this they look very offset, and that is going to do my head in. So I did a lot of stitching, and all of this I am going to unpick and redo, because if the last couple of months have taught me anything, it's that sometimes it's worthwhile doing a bit of an unpick so that you're happy with the final result. After the amount of time and effort that's gone into this project, I want it to be as close to perfect as it can be. So I am going to unpick this knitting up to the sleeve, and yeah. We'll see. I might call it a night for tonight though, because I'm pretty tired, and I think if I work on it more now, I'm just going to get frustrated. But yeah, that was my day today, you guys. I hope that you all had a good one, and I will check back in with you tomorrow. Bye.